Traders, welcome back to another price action trading lesson. Today's session opened with a trading structure because we have flat EMA, we have consistent price swings up and down, and as a price action trader right now I'm most interested in most recent bias, which is this short-term uptrend working higher, because every single uptrend right now played out with the break in extreme, and this uptrend is still in place. So my focus right now is to be a little bit more bullish even though I'm inside the trading range. Prices are correcting. This is the highest high where I'm going to reset the count. We have a first entry long, so it's going through my mind. But I would like to see pullback to the EMA and a second entry long because we expect new high to be tested. Now, even though we are in the trend range and we're bouncing off the resistance, we still expect prices to follow trend line rule first. So we still expect prices to test the new high, of course, if the EMA is going to hold. So you're using the EMA as a confirmation signal that the buyers are still in the market and they're going to test the new high. So let's see what's going to happen. We have a new high for a entry long, pull back, and now we have the second entry long. But problem is, it formed above bearish bar. It triggered above this bar right here. New high for a entry long, second entry long. Market moves in pairs of twos. Correction phase ended. We don't get new high. But as buyers, we cannot go long above bearish bars. We want bullish confirmation. So there is no entry for us. Sometimes when the first single bar is bad, I can use the second bar as a double bar entry and wait for the trigger above the following bar. But this bar is simply too big. By the time there's going to be a trigger, you can see the scalp for the most part will be reached, and also there's a tail at the top, so I can't even use the second bar, and you can see there was no trigger regardless. So great setup context wise. If you have better signal bar on your chart, because tick charts can vary sometimes, this is a great second entry long. You need to get new high, but on my chart, simply no way for me to enter, and we created a break and new extreme. So perfect price session. So this is what we do while we're navigating a trend range. We're following short-term trend line rule. Now we have high impact news to be announced soon, so I'm not really taking any setup here. Okay, we have high impact news, spike in volatility. Now we created massive bullish push to the upside, and if I'm going to take a look at the beginning of this uptrend, I have some geometric formation, and it allows me actually to draw quite a nice wider channel. You can see how nicely the wider channel fits. However, I have overshoot, so I can expect stronger pullback in the opposite direction, especially after news. So once I see potential overshoot and once I see spike in volatility caused by the news, I know that most likely I have to be patient for a few minutes at least. Prices are going sideways. You have a second entry long that ended up working, but it is still so close to news. You know, we're going a little bit too sideways. I prefer to be a little bit more patient here. You can see flat EMA, we're going very sideways. There's overshoot, so we can have the stronger pullback. So I'm going to be patient for now. Okay, prices are correcting back into the trend range, and let's see what's going to happen. We're breaking here. So at this point, if I'm going to zoom back, I have a little bit conflicting variables because this downtrend should get a retest, but at the same time, this uptrend is giving me bullish bias because we should test the new high. Okay, we have a one leg down, break, second leg down, brought to a pullback, overshoot leads to a stronger break. It's going to be important to see how the EMA is going to react now. Okay, I have to redraw the short-term uptrend working higher, first entry short, and because we're breaking above EMA, this is confirming now that I'm looking for failed second entry short. And also I can use the high time frame, because at this point you may be thinking, hold on, what if we're going to go back into trend range? But if I'm going to use higher time frame, 10,000 tick, you can see that it doesn't really look like a trend range at all. The area that we are talking about on 2000 tick chart, the setup was right here, new high, first entry long, second entry long, and you can see EMA keeps holding every single time, and on 10,000 tick chart, it looks more like a bullish uptrend. And for this reason, I'm thinking more about failed second entry short above EMA, because the high time frame is confirming that the structure is more bullish. So you have a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure, great signal bar, great high volatility setup because you're back above EMA, inside this trend line, back at the support, and this uptrend should get the new extreme tested. So this is a great high volatility setup. So far, two good high volatility setups. One had a good signal bar, the second one had a mediocre bar, but you can see this is what we do as price action traders, identifying the context where the market's going to go and then looking for the right pattern. Market keeps working higher. I'm going to slightly widen this uptrend because it still keeps the structure intact. The market is still bullish. We have a new high, first entry long, pullback, and we have second entry long again. And this is tempting second entry long. If I'm going to analyze the structure, you can see I have some highs here, we can see how prices are struggling so mmany times to break these highs. You can clearly make case that this resistance is valid. There is definitely a key level that is coming into play, but the bias is more bullish. Two channels need to get new extreme. It is a two-legged pullback at the EMA, so if you took a risk, no problem. Decent setup to take a chance because the bias is still more bullish and we will most likely break this key level. This ended up being a losing trade, no problem. And you can see shortly after you have what it's called double trap because all the early buyers got trapped. Downtrend now fully played out with the break and an extreme, so you know, and you now have confirmation that the downtrend played out. And now the early sellers who are selling new high first entry long, second entry long failure, they're gonna get trapped because we're back above EMA, great bullish bar, uptrends need to get new high. So in case you got trapped here, you can re-enter here, or if you're not entering here, this is safer, more of a confirmation setup. Double trap is confirming the bullish bias, and now this is a great setup and market keeps working higher. We have a small break new high, but because I can see massive push phase working higher, if I'm going to zoom back, there is a possibility for me to look for some wider channel. Let's see if I'm going to draw it, and it actually fits quite well. Fits here, and also it fits right here. So if I'm going to copy it and I'm going to ignore this spike that was created by the news, it also fits nicely off of these highs. So let's see how this channel is going to hold. I'm going to redraw a shortened downtrend. Working lower, you're breaking below, you have a new high first entry long, second entry long. I cannot take second entry long below EMA because this downtrend has a small break in your extreme, but it's very tiny. This is not convincing break, so I'm not really sure as a price action trader if the correction is going to be longer or not. But if we're going to break above EMA like this is going to confirm, okay, this option is in play. The structure is more bullish, so it's going through my mind. High-low confirmation setup. Okay, we have a push above EMA first entry short failure. So this is going to be a high-low confirmation setup. I was ready to go long here. I need to see break above this bullish bar, and there was no break high. You can see there's no trigger above this bar. So technically high-low that we won didn't trigger. It triggered here above this horrible bearish bar, but we cannot go long above this bar. Of course, I need to wait for the second bar, use the bar entry. It didn't trigger, so great context, but no trigger. And if I don't have a trigger on high-low, what's going through my mind? A failed second entry short. Something like happened right here. Okay, we have a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short failure. I actually reloaded my data. I had a little bit worse single bar here. The second bar was more doji. Now I have slightly better bar. Still, not the best single bar because once again, it triggered above bearish bar. And you have to use the double bar entry again. But you can make a case for this. Not a bad setup. It is a failed second entry short. You know, it's a shame that we have sketchy single bars. But now that you're back above EMA, the sellers are getting trapped. It's confirming the uptrend. And you can see once again, the correction phase played out. And we want to buy at the bottom where the brand new push phase will start, and the brand new push phase indeed kicked in. And this is how you're going to identify the right places on a chart where to enter using your price action. Now we have small overshoot, so let's see what's going to happen. I expect stronger pullback in the opposite direction. I cannot go long on a second entry long. We have a high low here, but it's not full at the EMA, and it's so close after the overshoot. Had it at least been closer to the EMA, you can argue for the setup to be decent, but since it's not for the EMA and it's right after overshoot, I gotta be careful. I want the first second entry short. Prices are breaking over now. Okay. And now we have another high low, but it's a little bit too big. You know, correction took a little bit longer. Push above EMA, trap, few ticks lower, reverse up. But how big is this bar? 4 points big. You need to use limit order. Market keeps working higher, so at this point I need to adapt. Okay, this channel was a little bit wider, and now the market is basically about to close because we had early close today due to trading holiday. Tomorrow is trading holiday, so market closed early today, but we had nice price action and a lot of movement. I was not expecting this amount of bars. I was really expecting market to be slow. So tomorrow the market is closed, but on Friday we should have regular trading hours. Very decent price action. You have to be a little bit careful here once the news came out because you also have overshoot and it's getting a little bit too sideways, and you have overshoot and a spike in volatility, so it's better to not be taking any setup. Even though this second entry long worked and even this setup worked for a small scalp, it's better to be patient. This is the important area where we broke about the EMA. You're going to combine it with the 10,000 tick chart. Great second entry long here. Not a good single bar. Unfortunate small little trap, but it's power trading, no problem. You cannot predict the fake out. Great double trap. And once again, great area where the correction phase will end and a brand new push phase will begin. So quite a nice uptrend working higher, slow and steady. Quite a short lesson today, but because we closed early, there is not that many bars, not that much price action. So remember, tomorrow is a trading holiday. I hope you find the lesson educational and helpful. I'm gonna wrap it up and I'm gonna talk to you next time. Good luck with your trading.